It hides bugs. Shut your mouth. It's not optimized. Shut your mouth. It's faster. It looks like a noob wrote it. Shut your mouth. Hey everyone, we'll go back again. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I really don't like reading a lot of people's code. Here's the thing, your code should be more impactful than it is impressive. Whenever I read someone's code, within the first 2 seconds, I can already tell whether this person is trying to impress whoever is reading their code or whether they're actually writing their code to actually work. 99% of the time, when I read someone's code, you can tell they're just trying to impress people. They're trying to impress the future readers of their code. They're trying to portray this image of, I'm smart, I'm intelligent. I remember back in 2015, 2016, I was working on an iOS game. It was a very fun game. It was a zombie shooting game, and one of the things that I wanted in this game to be able to do is to always run at 60 frames per second. And whenever you were in the menu, the game ran at 60 frames per second, whether you were shooting zombies, multiple zombies, no zombies, the game always ran at 60 frames per second. So to me, that was a success. However, I remember one of my friends, I showed him my source code. We were just kind of like goofing around. So I showed him my source code and he was just looking through it. He goes like, oh, well, this isn't right. You're not supposed to do it this way. It's not kind of like that's not how you're supposed to do it. You do it this way, it's much faster. You do it this way, it's more impressive. And to me, I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. Does the game work? Yes. Is the game fun to play? Yes. Is the game running at 60 frames per second? Yes. To me, that's really all that matters. The game is doing what it's supposed to do. When you write code, your code should do what it's meant to do. Don't spend so much time trying to impress people by having your code look impressive or look like a professional person wrote. Another thing is, when I'm working for a company and when I write code or when I do some work, you submit your code, right? That's what software engineers do. And then you submit it for something known as peer review. Other engineers get to look at it and kind of comment on what they like, what they don't like. And one thing I really don't like about that is most people spend their time just nitpicking some of the smallest little details. Oh, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And to me, I'm like, oh, does it really matter? Is the code working? Yes. Can you read and understand it? Yes. Is this code scalable? Yes. So what's the issue? Those people who are nitpicking, they're trying to impress you. They're trying to show off, hey, look how smart I am. I just feel like saying something. And a lot of the times when you submit your code for code review, there could be absolutely nothing wrong with your code, but they feel like they have to say something. They don't want to give you that free ride. They gotta say something. Let's say, for instance, you go to a fast food restaurant like McDonald's, right? And then you order a sandwich. Do you think when someone orders a sandwich from McDonald's, that person actually cares whether the ketchup was applied clockwise or whether that ketchup was applied counterclockwise? No one's gonna care. People just want to grab the sandwich and eat it. Same thing that happens in code. When you code, your customers don't care whether you use classes or not. The code works. That's all they care about. Is it working? Is it doing what it's supposed to do? Fine. Stop nitpicking. You're just killing and destroying time. Company time matters. Let's not waste time having all this nonsense meetings. Let's stop wasting time trying to nitpick because you're trying to show us how smart you are and how you can improve upon a code. Code is just a tool. Take it easy. Don't even get me started on variable names. Sheesh. One of the engineers I used to work with, this guy is obviously smart. He's intelligent. He actually named one of his variables or one of his arguments void star buff because it looks cool. I'm like, what? No. I go in there, I change it. I wrote void star buffer that contains data received from the network. Now, which one makes more sense? This whole short variable names thing kind of started back in the 80s and 90s. Computers had very limited storage, so a lot of the engineers had to shorten their codes so when they stored their source code, it didn't take up too much space. A lot of engineers started abbreviating things such as int. When you look at Linux, a lot of Linux commands are shortened, such as sudo. That whole act of abbreviating things became a work of art. People got addicted to abbreviating things, so much so that today in 2023 people are still stuck in this abbreviation mindset. Let's scroll all the way to the top of someone's code. Why are we wasting so much time talking about license or the GNU license, the that license? Yeah, I get it, license are good. You could just have spent some time telling us about this code. Explain to us, what is this code meant to do step by step? When I code, I like to put comments, not too much, because I want people to understand my code when they read it. And when I write comments, I don't try to sound all professional, like the consequences of the abstract method you should take. No, I talk like I'm talking to a buddy at a bar. In my comments in my code, I use words like LOL. Look at that one. That stuff, yeah, it's gonna work. Why? Because that's a language that most people understand. Remember, when you write code, you have to think like a genius, but write like a 6-year-old. Most of you who write codes like that, you think someone's actually sitting there looking at your code and enjoying. Oh wow, look at this code. Wow, what a beautiful code. No one reads your code while they're sipping on tea and being impressed by your code. It doesn't happen. It's all in your head. They are reading your code under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. They're either fixing a bug or they're adding a feature, and you've got management breathing down their neck. Think about that poor engineer in the future who's going to be working on your code. Have some mercy on them. Let them be able to understand your code very quickly so they can quickly fix that bug and get management off their necks. So as long as your code works, as long as your code is readable, to me, I consider you a winner. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video.